A little of, which one is this? Is this Whom the Bell Tolls?
Yes,
little
sir.
For Whom the Bell Tolls, Metallica.
Great live band.
Yeah, I think they're still going to be awesome. I mean, is James Hetfield what he once was? Of course not. I mean, I'll tell you the same thing about Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam. Like, how could they? I mean, James Hetfield might be 60, or at least he's very close to 60 if he's not. How could he not have fallen off just a little bit? But that's going to be fun. I'm excited about that. Do you ask your significant other for permission with big purchases like the one I made for Metallica tickets a couple of hours ago? Or do you just beg forgiveness? That's the poll today. Go to @790a-ticket. @Zaslow Show. You could tweet to me. I also retweeted it, so go and vote there. And if you want to get in on that, 786-360-0790. Dan Day, over here, not over here. What do you got? Come on.
All right, tonight the NBA draft. For every Shaquille O'Neal, there is a Kwame Brown going number 1. So overall, the number 1 pick in the NBA draft, overrated? Not overrated.
No, not overrated. Not overrated. I mean, I understand what you just said, and more times than not, you're getting you're not getting the franchise player you think that you're going to get at number 1 overall. But having the number 1 overall pick is a great thing. You get to pick out of any of the kids who are available. Like, that's a good thing. It's not overrated at all having the number 1 overall pick. It's very exciting. The Miami Heat have never had the number 1 overall pick. The highest they've ever had was number 2. They had the worst record in the league that year, and they dropped down in the lottery to number 2. They selected Michael Beasley. The Heat have actually never won the lottery, meaning whenever they've been outside the top 3, have they ever jumped into the top 3? It's never happened. They've never had the lottery luck. All right, let's start hour number 3. Come on. Oh, what a poop show. What a poop show.
The Ticket is the home of every Miami Heat game.
Guarded by Butler, drives left, at the basket, puts it off the glass, bounces off the rim, no good. Adebayo with the rebound. The game clock runs out, and the Heat are going to win this ball game.
WAXY South Miami and WSFS HD2 Miramar. An Odyssey station.
All right, what do you got here for us, Dan Day? Let's do a few headlines, and then we're going to get Ruthie Polinsky on the phone. She's at Dolphins camp.
From the Orion Fuels and Downstairs convenience stores, truly steps beyond convenient sports desk. After trading Starlin Marte to the A's for pitcher Jesus Luzardo, the Marlins then dealt reliever Yimi Garcia to Houston for an outfielder prospect and pitcher Austin Pruitt.
Yeah, I mean, I like it that Jesus Luzardo is a local kid, so that's easy to root for. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, he has not had a good 2 seasons his first 2 years in the big leagues, but was a major prospect before that. So the Marlins clearly feel that he's still that guy.
The Marlins did lose in the bottom of the 9th yesterday to Baltimore, but they have a weekend series coming up tomorrow against the Yankees.
All right, I'm going Saturday. I got tickets for Saturday night, Marlins and Yankees. That's right.
Dolphins practice continues today. I know we're going to dive into that in just a minute with Ruthie.
Yeah, we'll get her on the phone in a few minutes, see what's going on there.
Did you hear about this? Canes quarterback De'Aaron King has partnered with memorabilia and trading card company Panini. He is expected to sell footballs, helmets, and attend signing events in the future.
I'll tell you, this name, image, and likeness deal is incredible. Like, there's this one headline here for the Alabama quarterback, Bryce Young, who has not even played yet. And he apparently has already signed deals worth $800,000.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Let's be real right now. De'Aaron King decides to go to the pros after last season. He is fighting to get onto a squad, maybe a practice squad. Here, he is thriving, making big-time money, and he's going to be the starting quarterback most likely.
Can you imagine? How about for the kids who decided to enter the draft last year? You know, it's like, I'm going to go in the draft. I think I could be like a 3rd or a 4th round pick. It's time. How about the regret that they likely have?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Rachel Nichols was asking a guy that's, mid-round going to be a mid-round selection tonight. She's like, did you ever wonder maybe if you just stayed behind? You could see the look in his face like, maybe I should have stayed behind. I could have made more money in college.
Well, the college football is where the name, image, and likeness is really going to is where the players will really thrive because there's just so much money in the college football. But I look at kids who, like, if they were on the fence about entering the draft this past April, it's like, you know what, it's time. I not gonna be a 1st round pick, but I think it could be a day 2, day 3 pick. I'm gonna enter the draft, and it's like, now if you knew what was about to happen, Nah, you got to stay in school.
No way. Well,
Gotta stay.
you and I are all the way in. Tonight, the U.S. men's national team going to face Qatar. Tonight, 7:30 in the CONCACAF Gold Cup semifinal. Winner takes on the winner of Mexico-Canada, which kicks off at 10.
Okay, and if the U.S. team wins tonight, then the United States now owns Qatar Airways.
Oh, that's an interesting.
Qatar Airways
little side
gets
bet.
absorbed by U.S. Airways.
You want to play in the CONCACAF, you got to put up the big ante.
That's what happens.
I like that. Speaking of putting up the ante, let's take a step into the day spa.
All right, Dan Day Spa, what do you got for us here?
A man recently had his mother interrupt his engagement because she believed he was making a huge mistake.
Oh, it's very embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Dodged a bullet right there, man.
And you got to figure she's had the conversation beforehand and she wasn't getting anywhere, so she just decided, all right, we got to go nuclear here, all right? We just got to put it out there and make it a thing. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's got to be a thing, too. Look, it wasn't a thing for me, but, that's in the same vein of when, if someone were to object, does anyone object to these two being wed? And I guess it's a better time to do it at the engagement party. This mother did it at the engagement party as opposed to at the actual wedding, and they object. That's obviously a better time. Oh my God, can you imagine? At the wedding, they object. Does anyone object? Yes, right here. And then you got a whole big scene. Oof, terrible. All right, good job there, Dan Day. If you missed any of the show today, again, the Rewind feature on the Odyssey app, you want to check that out. We spoke to our pal Nick Costos, our Odyssey sports betting expert. I like that prop bet that he had for tonight. I'll get back to that in a moment here. But let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line here. Shop over 1,500 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Live out at Dolphins Camp, which is not Davie anymore. It's Miami Gardens, okay? New facility there. NBC6, Ruthie Polinsky joining us here. Ruthie, good to have you with us. As always, the first thing I got to ask you here, though, is I have not been out there to see the new facility yet. Can you give us a little tale of the tape of the new facility there at Miami Gardens?
Well, first of all, I just need to say thank you for having me back on after I dropped our call last time, and I was so incredibly embarrassed.
It was a disaster.
No AirPods
Very
today.
embarrassing.
We're going old school, phone to the ear.
Okay.
We're just holding it up like a normal person. Okay, let me tell you about this facility. So I actually wasn't here when the media got the grand tour. My partner was here that day. So I didn't get to go see the locker rooms and those kinds of things, but all those photos have circulated around social media. What I can tell you about our facility and the way that we're able to watch the team practice on the practice field is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you're looking at Hard Rock Stadium. It's a beautiful view of Hard Rock Stadium, and then you have this beautiful team facility. It's very open, brand new fields, all their offices and kind of lunchrooms, different areas all oversee the practice field. So you're looking at the practice fields, you're looking at Hard Rock Stadium. It's just a really unbelievable setup, and I think fans, when they're able to get out here on Saturday, they're going to be pretty blown away. It's fantastic.
And so when the fans get there Saturday, I know they added this over the last few years back in Davie, but there's an overhang or whatever for fans when they're sitting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me tell you, I'm actually sitting in those overhang where the fans will be sitting. Not right now. I came underneath the bleachers, but I was sitting up there to watch practice during the time that we're unable to shoot. And there's a nice breeze up there. We're in the shade. I'm feeling good. So I just want everyone to know that the heat is pretty, brutal this time of year, but there's a nice setup for fans when they're able to get over here starting this weekend. And, you're undercover in these bleachers.
And so you reporters now, at the end of practice, I know the players are going to speak in a few minutes here, you're in the same vicinity as them again now, right? It's not all virtual anymore, right?
Yeah, let me tell you, it's almost awkward. We're forgot how to interact with human beings.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. But it was cool. I mean, yesterday was my first time standing 6 feet away from the quarterback of the team that I cover.
Right.
So that was pretty cool, and just kind of felt like we were getting things back on the track. That's what we love as being reporters and covering these teams, is getting to interact with the coaches and the athletes and being able to tell their stories. And it's so hard to do that through a computer screen. So it's really fun to be able to just kind of have, even just a little side conversation that we wouldn't be able to have when you're on mute on Zoom. That kind of stuff is really fun. We are still 6 feet away from them, But when we're outside, no masks. I mean, we get to see smiles. Tua walked up to the podium yesterday. He was like, it's so good to see you guys in person. And it's just such a strange concept to think that we've been covering this guy for a year and haven't really met him yet.
All right, so Ruthie, let's talk a little bit about Tua here. All right, yesterday tell me what you saw from him today and also yesterday, because everything I read from yesterday, it sounded like he had a pretty good day.
So, that throw that went viral that, of course, we weren't able to shoot during that period, but the team captured video of that beautiful, 50-plus yard throw at the end of practice. That was the highlight, and he was able to end practice on a good note. Nothing else really has stood out to me as, whoa, he looks great at this point. A lot of short completions today. Haven't seen anything super great from him that's caught my eye, to be honest with you. But, Zazzle, I'm not a training camp person. I don't get high on training camp. I don't get low on training camp. They haven't even put pads on yet. They just started implementing the game plan and trying to try out new plays. So I'm really not one of those people that's documenting every single throw and saying, that one looked bad. He had a bad day. I don't ride the highs and the lows of the quarterback training camp journey.
How about just attitude wise? Did you get maybe a sense of confidence from him yesterday?
Let me tell you this: the last maybe 10 Zooms we've had with Tua, it felt like he had lost a little bit of his joy or a little bit of his jubilance when he first started. He sat down in his first Zoom, and I think he was wearing a Ryan Fitzpatrick jersey. That was one of his first Zooms, and he was so joyful and playful and happy. And kind of as the season went on, and I think he was under more pressure, it felt like that got a little sucked out of him with the pressure and the stress, which is understandable. Yesterday, when we were able to talk to him for the first time since, the off-season break and, in person, I really felt different talking to him. Like, he had that jubilance back. He had this swagger, this confidence. He looks us in the eye and he tells us how he feels. I think it was cool. He kind of told us that after practice yesterday, he took the initiative and he gathered the entire offense together to just kind of go over some things on the field before they, went into the showers, just kind of break the offense down. And even Mike Gesicki told us yesterday as well, you see it in everything he's doing in the film room, on the practice field, and the conversations we're having with him. His leadership is growing, which speaks to his confidence as a leader. Now he's just got to put it out on the field.
Now, watching Xavier Howard out there the last couple of days, if you did not know about the drama surrounding him, would you assume that there's anything going on with him?
Well, today was interesting. I don't know if anyone has seen this on Twitter, but today he came out for stretching, and then he went back inside. So there was some speculation there, and then there were some reports that it's injury-related, a minor injury. He's now back out on the field kind of watching the drills and not participating. I'm not reading too much into that. At first, everyone's like, whoa, did he just get traded? Did he just walk off the field because he just got traded? I think he's showing up and doing the bare minimum. And I'm sure the team is saying, listen, if you don't want to be here, we don't want to take reps away from the people that do. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. If you want my opinion on the Xavier Howard situation, which you didn't ask me, but I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Go ahead.
I think you figure out a way to make him happy here. I think he is a difference maker. I think he is a player that can win or lose you a playoff game. He can win or lose you regular season games that will, win you games. He will win you games. He will lose you games if he's not on the field. He will win you games that get you to the playoffs. There were so many games last year where he created a turnover or he prevented a big-time throw from the other team that would have changed the nature of the game. That's a guy that you've got to figure out a way to get happy on this team. And I'm surprised that it's not fixed. And it came to him coming out on Twitter and requesting a trade. That really kind of surprises me from the Dolphins' perspective. And you heard the way that the team talked about him yesterday as well. Really supportive of him as a player, as a teammate. They say this is a guy that we've played with. We love him. We support him. It's a difficult situation. This is a business. But these guys love him. So I don't know how you don't try and keep a guy like that on this team. That's my personal opinion. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. But if you don't trade him, are you going to get his highest level of play here? Probably not. So is he on the team week one? Brian Flores was obviously very hesitant to say that yes or no today. He said, I take it one day at a time. He said, right now I'm going out to the practice field, and then I'm going to go into the film room, and then I'm going to eat lunch. And, so he doesn't want to talk about it. But it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out.
Ruthie Polinsky, NBC6. She's live at Dolphins training camp. All right, before I let you go here, I got to ask you a big question of the day, okay? A couple hours ago, start of the show, I got into the pre-sale for Metallica. So I got a pair of tickets for Metallica. I love Metallica. I'm going to take my son. It's going to be really great. But the tickets are very expensive. They're very, very expensive. My wife's going to
a GoFundMe page for you.
Well, no, I can afford it, but it's still really expensive. And my wife is going to see the transaction on our bank statement. She's going to see how much it costs, and she's going to be pissed off because I'm a beg for forgiveness guy, not an ask for permission guy. Now, you're not married, okay? But I'm sure this is something you'll have to deal with one day. How would you deal with this scenario if your future husband, big transaction, something you're not interested in, you're not even going, okay, and he didn't tell you about it? So how does that go down?
I think you have to sell this as an opportunity to share something that you are passionate about with your children, and this is passing from one generation to the next. This is a way for, I don't know, I'm pulling this out of where. I don't know. I think you got to sell this as an experience thing, a once in a lifetime. There is no price tag on experiences.
She's going to be so mad at me.
Bonding.
She's going to be really mad at me.
I don't want to pick sides here, but I think maybe in the future we just discuss big purchases with our significant others.
Oh, you're about asking for permission, not forgiveness. Okay. Yeah. All right. Ruthie, excellent job. Thanks a lot for checking in with us from out there. We appreciate you.
No problem. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, see ya. Ruthie Polinsky right there, NBC6. Yeah, she's an ask for permission girl. Well, I have a feeling, if we ask like the wives, the girlfriends, they're gonna be on the ask for permission side. Us men are gonna be on the beg for forgiveness side. 786-360-0790. Where are you at? Did I screw up? Should I just come out and tell my wife? Or wait, I told you, I think it's a 10% chance that she doesn't notice the transaction. 90% chance she does and she confronts me. 10% she doesn't. Should I just tell her? Or should I just be thinking about it all day long for the next several days? Is today going to be the day that she notices? 786-360-0790. More Zaslow Show.
Innovation, resilience, agility. It's how Michigan businesses continue to work together to make a difference now and shape the future. Join us and make your mark where it matters. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio.
Next.
Here's the Zaslow Show on AM 790 and FM 104.3 HD2 The Ticket.
It's a very Metallica-centric show today. All right, I dig it. Got my Metallica seats a couple hours ago. You can go vote in the poll right now at Zaslow Show. I also retweeted at Zaslow Show. It's at 790 The Ticket. Today's poll question: do you tell your significant other when making a big purchase? I don't. Just do it. I got to do it. Okay. And I deal with the consequences and repercussions afterward, all right? And there could be ramifications for that purchase today. My wife is not going to be happy, especially because it's a significant purchase that I just made, very expensive. These tickets were several $100s each, all right? And it's a purchase that she doesn't care about. Like, it's, in her opinion, Dan Day, it's bad enough that I spent the money, but I spent the money on something that she doesn't get to reap any of the benefits. So she's going to be pissed. Do I tell her about it? Now, I didn't tell her originally. I'm doing it. I'll beg for forgiveness. But now I'm in the place, like that ship has sailed. Now I'm in the place where, do I tell her what I did? Or wait for her to maybe or maybe not find out? I think there's about a 10% chance. Damian Lillard, apparently 25% chance he's going to tell the Blazers that he wants out. I think there's a 10% chance that my wife does not see the transaction on the bank statement. Very high probability she will see it. But 10%'s 10%. It's something. She may not see it, and I may never have a problem. So, 786-360-0790. How do you handle your significant other in that spot? You can call in if you want. You can text in as well, 786-360-0790. Dan Day, you don't have to deal with any of this. Like you're a bachelor, man. You just, if you want to buy something, you're buying it, right? So you don't have anyone to, you're not reporting to anyone.
Yeah, I feel no pressure, no pain, no nothing. If I buy something crazy, like $400 concert tickets, I'm the only one that I answer to.
Yeah, I gotta report to someone, you know? Now, again, she doesn't tell me what I can or can't do. Make no mistake, there's a difference between being told what you can and can't do and having to report to someone, okay? I'm not told what I can or can't do, but I do have to report to someone. And I'm going to be reporting to her, and I'm going to have to deal with the consequences that come along with my decision.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can play it two ways. Don't tell her. Hope she doesn't see it. But if she does see it, say, "Oh, I didn't think it was that big of a deal," although you might be...
There's no way that works. It's so much money.
Yeah.
She knows that I know it's a big deal.
As the words are coming out of my mouth, I'm like, no,
that's from a bachelor perspective right there.
Don't patronize her.
Yeah,
don't
right. Don't condescend her.
Insult her intelligence.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think it was a big deal. What?
She knows that I know it's a big deal, okay?
Just take it like a man.
Yeah, that's what's going to have to happen. I'm going to have to take it like a man. She's going to bring it up, and what? This is exactly how it's going to go down. You ready? This is how it's going to go down.
Break it down.
She's just like she'll be sitting on the couch or whatever, and I'm sitting down, I'm watching wrestling, and she'll just go, what is this? That's how it starts. That's exactly, what is this? And I'll go, but at that point, like I know, because I'm expecting this in the next coming days.
Huh?
So I'm expecting this. What? That's my response. Okay. What is this? She said it again. I'm not repeating, like, she said it again, okay? And then I go, what? $400? Ticketmaster? Stop spending my money? And you know, then I remind her, I have a job too. You know,
Yeah, that helps.
how do you know that was your money? Like, maybe that was part of my money. We don't know because we have the same account, you know? And it's a whole thing, and, you know, it's, you've seen them before. You know, all right, but it doesn't matter, though. If there are things that you like I get this with Pearl Jam. I mean, I used to do a show with a girl called Amber Wilson, okay, and she would give this to me. You know, why have to see Pearl Jam again? You've seen them 24 times. But I like it. Why would I not keep doing something I like, right?
Anytime my favorite band like Jane's Addiction or Silver Sun Pickups come to town, I go see them.
Because you like it.
Because I like it.
It gives you joy.
And it's not the same thing. It's not like rewatching the same movie 100,000 times.
Well, but even if
I
it
also do.
were the same
Yeah,
thing,
brings me
it's
pleasure.
still something you like.
Brings me pleasure, yeah.
I mean, it's not the same thing, but even if it were, you still like it.
Yeah.
It's still enjoyable. It still releases all those
Endorphins.
You know, the endorphins that make you happy, you know? So I used to get that from Amber Wilson. And in this case, I'm going to get it from my wife tonight. You've already seen them before. I'm going to have to harp on the whole, listen, you know, it's a father-son kind of deal. I'm going to have to harp on it. It's very rare. They never toured here. You know, they'll tour Japan. They love Japan, all right? They never toured here. And this is a special, intimate show, only 7,500 seats, and I got 2 of them, okay? And they're not even next to each other. There were no single seats available.
You don't have to tell her that.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell her that. Because then it's going to be like...
They're not even together? Just
Right. You're right. I can't tell her that part. You're right.
Got 2 seats.
Yeah, you're right. I got 2 seats. Are great seats, too. Yeah, I can't tell her that it's that they're not right in the front. She's going to think that I'm sitting in James Hetfield's lap.
Yeah, she don't need to know where in the house you're going to be or how you're going to be seated. Just, you're in the house, the money... You're gonna have to suck it up for a couple of days, and then when the concert rolls back around, you have to suck it up again for a couple more days because that's how it works.
But this is my bullet. Like, I used my bullet here. I can't make a purchase like this again for a long time.
And like our good friend Ryan said, maybe you might have to butter your bread.
Yeah, I won't have to butter her bread. You know, that's what's gonna happen here. So you could vote right now. I'm sorry?
So, you want me to make the call to Roost Chris right now? Or you wait a little bit?
Yeah, I'm having to take her to a real nice dinner.
We got to see if she finds out first. There's that 10% chance, so just hold off on that reservation just yet.
So, by the way, there's a really big story that's developed in college football that we haven't mentioned yet. So the Big 12, you know, how they're losing Oklahoma and Texas to the SEC most likely. And the Big 12 apparently has sent a cease and desist order to ESPN. They are claiming that ESPN behind the scenes is trying to manipulate the scenario and getting teams to join the SEC. I mean, we know ESPN pays a lot of money for the SEC. And the Big 12 has sent them a cease and desist. And SEC to meet today to discuss adding Texas and Oklahoma. Texas A&M Board of Regents voted 8-1 in favor of adding the schools. How about that? So Texas A&M, I guess, now is on board. But ESPN is claiming that there is no merit to the allegations from the Big 12.
That's so easy to make the media the scapegoat. If we didn't exist, if the media didn't exist.
Pretty serious claim.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just anytime something goes wrong, it's the media's fault. It's the media. It's the media. It's the media. What if the media didn't exist? Who would everybody blame?
It's a pretty serious claim.
Being a member of the media, you and I can agree, we sit up all night with diabolical schemes on how we can ruin athletes.
Oh, yeah, we're all on the same page. I get my memo every morning. I get the media memo. What do I need to hit on? Where do we stand?
First time I shook your hand.
How are we going to try and manipulate this?
Jonathan Zaslow, Dan Day. Man, how are we going to ruin the Big 12? That's our next goal in the media. Oh, yeah, I got the newsletter this morning, the email. Yeah, okay, so let's go on the show and do that.
Don't give away all our trade secrets.
I'm sorry. I'm speaking out of turn. I'm sorry about that.
So that's something to keep an eye on, though. That's a big claim right there from the Big 12. ESPN's, of course, denying it. Go vote right now at Zaslow Show. I retweeted from at 790 the ticket. Today's Zaslow Show poll question of the day. Do you tell your significant other when making a big purchase? And the answers are yes, I ask permission. No, I beg forgiveness. Yes. And right now, the leader at 63% of the vote is yes, I ask permission.
Lie.
I don't. I beg forgiveness, which I've proven today.
On the air.
63% is asking permission.
Lie.
So go vote right now. You could check that out. All right. We still got NFL is back to get to, and I got you know what? I'll do it at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. I got a fun little announcement that I'm going to make. But coming up, big deal or not a big deal, Zaslow Show's next.
The Zaslow Show on AM 790 and FM 104.3 HD2 The Ticket.
And now, a Zaslow exclusive. Big deal or not a big deal?
All right, so let's do big deal or not a big deal. I could also tell everyone we spoke to NBC6's Ruthie Polinsky at the top of this hour. She's out there live at Dolphins camp today. Practice ended just a little while ago. And Xavier Howard didn't practice today, apparently. He, like Ruthie said, he was out there for stretching, that whole deal, and then he walked off the field and went into the training facility. You know, then you're starting to think, oh, has he been traded? What's going on there? And then he came back, and he watched the rest of practice, and apparently it's some sort of injury situation. For instance, you know, I could read here from Armando Salguero, who tweeted about an hour ago, Xavier Howard is not practicing due to injury issue. This is what I said a couple days ago, where just because Xavier Howard reports to camp, and we talked about this before he even released the statement on Instagram. But just because he reported to camp does not mean all of a sudden, oh, my hamstring hurts, I can't practice today. And it took all of one practice into day number 2 today for that to be exactly the case. Because, I mean, look, is it possible there's some sort of injury issue that it's legit and that's why he didn't practice today and he left the field? Of course it's possible. But does he get the benefit of the doubt, considering what's going on right now? No. So, my opinion, and I'm not there, but it's going down exactly like I thought it would. So, my opinion, yeah, Xavier Howard, he's not hurt. He just, you don't want to be practicing. You don't want to be there. And everything that they are doing this week, him and his agent, David Cantor, is all very calculated. They've had a lot of time to think about how they're going to handle this. So, he does not deserve the benefit of the doubt in this spot. Well, that's a little bit of what's going on in practice today. Dan Day, let's do some big deal, not a big deal. What do you got for me today?
Breaking U.S. gymnast Sunisa Lee has just won the all-around gold in women's gymnastics. Big deal or not a big deal?
That's a very big deal because, I don't know if she's the one who replaced Simone Biles.
No, she barely got in the other night. I watched that.
Okay, good.
She wasn't even supposed to get into the all-around. Snuck in. Everybody was like, oh.
It's awesome. And, if not for everything that's going on with Simone Biles right now, let's be honest, she probably doesn't win that.
Right.
So, kind of an awesome thing. Good for her.
5 in a row since 2004, the U.S. women have taken home the gold in the all-around competition.
Good for her. Again, best moment of that young girl's life came as a result of this, I guess if you want to call it unfortunate situation with Simone Biles. Very good for her.
ESPN has released its list of best NFL prop bets. Is that a big deal or not a big deal?
Yeah, that's a big deal. Why not? I love prop bets. Like, what are we talking about there?
Jalen Hurts, over under 3,600.5 yards.
Okay, all right, so stuff like that. All right. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I mean, you're in it for the long play if you're making bets like that. That's not really my style, but some people dig it. Okay.
Texas tollway officials are searching for a roadside wedding dress they're searching for the owner of a roadside wedding dress he just found on the side of the road. Is that a big deal or not a big deal?
Not a big deal. I mean, whatever. Like, someone didn't want the dress anymore. You wouldn't have to search for the owner of the dress if they wanted the dress still. Okay, these wedding dresses. Now, Dan Day, you're a bachelor, so you don't know about this kind of stuff. But I can tell you, wedding dresses are very expensive, all right? Even the cheapest kind are a couple $1,000s, Very expensive. So if you lost your wedding dress, it ain't going to be long for them to have to search for you.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure on the side of Texas roads you find a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I'm going not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
That girl didn't want to get married.
After being bullied by classmates over her unibrow, a woman has begun waxing her 5-year-old's eyebrows. Is that a big deal or not a big deal?
5-year-old, you said?
5-year-old.
Oh, sheesh. Yeah, that's a big deal, but I would say the mother's doing the right thing in this spot. You gotta nip that in the bud early on. Like, kids suck. It is what it is. 5 years old is obviously super young to be doing that, but as a parent, you want to make your kids' lives as least difficult as possible. And if that means, we're already going to be waxing the unibrow, then that's what you got to do. So I like what the mother's doing there.
A flight attendant has gone online to warn about germs on planes. Of course, do not touch the flush button in the bathroom of the plane.
Oh, my God.
Obvious.
You never touch it. Always use your tongue.
Oh.
No, I mean, I haven't touched anything like that in a bathroom probably since I was a little kid. I mean, it's always the bottom of the sneaker, okay? You never touch it. I don't touch anything in bathrooms. Get the hell out of here.
Well, they've also warned that on planes, don't wear shorts because you're up to the same germs in your knees, touching on the other seats.
Yeah. I wear like my track pants, my Adidas track pants that are comfortable, and don't wear sandals. You're so gross if you're wearing sandals. I mean, if you're a girl wearing sandals, I guess women wear sandals. If you're a guy, don't wear sandals. No, don't do that. Don't be disgusting. Like, try and be as courteous to the other people as possible.
Zazzle, I fashion you as the type of person that enters an airplane in like a biohazard suit. Just
Yeah.
get me through this flight.
Yeah, that's part of why I haven't flown, and I don't have any plans to fly anytime soon, because it's not that I'm afraid of the germs on the plane or I'm afraid of getting COVID from the plane. I dread the idea of having to wear the mask all day long. Like, because that's what's going to have to happen. You're on a plane, you got to wear the mask on the plane, but you also got to wear it when you step foot into the airport, and you got to wear it when you land after the airport. It's like, I'm not wearing the mask for 10 hours. I can't do it.
Man,
I hate it so much.
I just booked a flight to Los Angeles nonstop for almost 6 hours. I'm going to be sitting on there.
You're into that mask for 10 hours minimum.
Oh, well, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I can't do it. I hate it.
Get this. Over the weekend in England, you can attend a vegan music fest and play with pigs. All the proceeds raised from the money you pay to play with the pigs going to go towards saving the bacon. Is that a big deal? Not a big deal?
Oh, my God. It's not a big deal. And I'll tell you what, all these vegans who are going out there because they want to play with the pigs, it's the first thing they're going to realize, like, oh, my God, these pigs are dirty and disgusting. I hate this. That's what's going to happen. They're going to hate it and they'll be like, you know what? Bacon tastes good.
For years I was a vegan and I emceed all the vegan festivals pretty much in Louisiana. Those vegan festivals, though, it can get pretty wild.
Now,
bro.
why were you a vegan? Just because you didn't like the taste of the food? Or it's like, hey, man, animals?
I think most vegans get into being vegan for a bunch of different reasons. to help the earth, to help the animals. They like the food. They get into the culture. I did that for a while, and then I moved to Miami, and I was like, man, I'm limiting myself to so many experiences and things. So now I'm back on the meat.
Yeah, man, and because bacon tastes really great.
Bacon is great, yeah. It doesn't
really
matter how
great.
you get it.
Really great.
I do like it a little soft on the side.
And this is
like
coming from a
soft.
Jew right
Whoa.
over here, you know.
You and I, former vegan, current Jewish person.
Bacon is so good. You like it a little on the softer side.
Yeah, I do like it a
Well,
little
so
on
you
the
would
soft
love
side.
turkey bacon, no?
I do like turkey bacon,
Yeah.
but I prefer the real thing.
I like it crispy.
You're a crispy guy.
I'm a crispy
I'll
bacon
take it how I
guy.
can get it.
Yeah,
We're talking about
I like it
bacon, of course.
crispy. Yeah.
We're talking about getting bacon in your mouth.
Yeah.
I do, man. I mean, yeah, you put bacon on anything, doesn't it automatically become better? Even like chocolate cake.
man.
They put bacon on chocolate cake and it makes it better.
I put, you get the bacon bits in my beans, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Bacon's so good.
And I eat the bacon. I don't pull it out of the. I'll pull it out of the beans and eat it separately, but I put it in the bean. Oh yeah, man.
You know, someone asked me, Zaslow, you're Jewish. That means you're kosher, right? I'm like, have you ever tried bacon?
A single dad says no one believes his dating account because he looks too much like Brad Pitt. And I've looked at it. He looks like Brad Pitt.
Really?
Big deal, not a big deal.
I'm going not a big deal. I don't know anything about these dating sites. Never been on one in my life. You know, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I never had to do that. I don't know. It seems like a lot of work.
This is my thing. Good-looking people problems aren't that big problems. Because at the end of the day, he's a good-looking guy. Someone's going to take a shot on him, take the risk of getting catfished, and be pleasantly surprised.
Isn't it more fun just to pick up a girl like at the bar or the
Oh, yeah,
restaurant?
yeah. I
and
like the
swiping
chase.
right.
I like the chase, man. Like, that's
Yeah.
why I'm always out of the bars. I'm not sitting there swiping right, waiting for someone to agree. And then you both know you like each other. And then you got the awkwardness, like, are we going to slam now or slam later? It's just, no.
Love slamming.
Oh, yeah, sometimes high fives. All right, last but not least, a bride-to-be has gone online seeking a date for her future mother-in-law in order to distract the mother-in-law at the wedding, and she's willing to pay good money
Oh, wow.
for a man that will distract the mother-in-law at the wedding. Big deal or not a big deal?
That's a big deal. I mean, that's some forward thinking right there. Good planning. I like it. That's a good job. You got to distract this woman. Don't want to ruin the night. All right, maybe she's she may be a little mishigas, so you gotta keep her busy. All right.
We got to get this bride to be on our team. I like her thinking.
All right.
And that is big deal, not a big deal.
Hour number 4 on the Zaslow Show. Xavier Howard, he did not practice today. He's got an injury. That is not surprising. Can't possibly give him the benefit of the doubt in that spot. There's no way you believe that. It's obviously too coincidental, and it's exactly what we said was going to happen. Hour number 4 of the Zaslow Show, next.